Hello guys, welcome back to CFD College. I hope you are doing great. In this tutorial, we will continue our course on OriginPro. I'm Ashkan, and as you know, in this series of videos, we are working with OriginPro to create wonderful plots and charts from our data to present them in different conferences, papers, and reports. So if you are interested in these materials, I mean CFD, post-processing, pre-processing, generating grids, and CFD domain, and also ANSYS Fluent, please don't forget to subscribe the channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our future videos. And again, please share these videos with your friends find if you find these videos, these types of tutorials useful for you. Um, okay, in the first tutorial, we we created this graph. And here in the second tutorial, I want to show you how you can modify the graph, which is more important than just creating it, because each time you have a graph, you have a plot, you have to modify it to make it better. And for example, our goal is to have a plot that if you look at it, you realize everything. And you don't need to explain the details of your graph. So visual effects and the figure itself is really crucial and important. So let's start to modify this graph. Okay, the first thing that I always that I yes, usually, not always, that I usually do is to close the uh, plot. So if you uh, double click on the plot on different parts of it, you can access to the modifications. For example, if you double click on y-axis, you can see the settings and options, the available settings for axis, for y and x axis. Here you can choose which axis, vertical or horizontal. For example, if I choose the horizontal axis, the first tab is a scale. So I can change the range of the chart. Uh, Let me minimize this graph. Now again, I double click on the axis. Okay. So I think it's better to plot this data from 0 to 70. So from and to. So I want to start the chart from 0 up to 70. If you click on apply, you can see the change. Okay, for y-axis, mm, yes, I think it's good to have this range from 0.012 to 0.016, or I can increase. No, it's okay, I think. Okay, this is the first setting, the range of the chart, x-axis and y-axis. If your one of your axes or both of them are Logarithmic, you can change it. You can change the type from linear to logarithmic, and uh, you can see other options here. Uh, let me see. Okay, here is the uh, distance between these major ticks. For example, now the value is 10. So if you increase it, you can see here from you have 0, 20, 40, and 60. The default value mostly is good enough and you don't need to change it. For minor ticks, I think you usually see 5, you usually see 5 minor ticks. Here we have 1, so you can change it to 4. Now it's 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. So these are some of the modifications. You can change it for y-axis also. And what else? Here is the major ticks uh, distance in y-axis, which is 5 multiplied by 10 to the power of minus 4. And I think it's okay for the scaling, the range, and the ticks, minor and major. Tick labels, as you can see here, uh, we don't have a closed chart. So if you go to line and ticks tab, you can see here for the left one, for the left line, the this option, show line and ticks, is checked, while for top and right, it's not. That's the reason you don't see a closed chart here. So if you want to close it, you can go to, for example, top, click on check this option, and if I click on apply, you can see here we have this top line, but it has minor and major ticks. So if you don't want them, you can go here, major ticks, style, and then select none. This way you can only uh, have the line itself. And for the right line, you should do the same. Okay. But if you want to have those major and minor ticks, you can change it to in or out. For top or for left and bottom axis, you can change the major and minor ticks style, for example, from out to in. See the difference? It's up to you. So choose whatever you want. You can change the length, the color. Mostly black is okay, but you can change the color if you want. And thickness. You can increase or decrease the thickness if you want. Uh, you know what? It's always better to. Okay, let me close it. Okay. To reduce the chart size, for example, to this amount, and then start, modification. Because here, when mm, you take this figure and copy and paste it to when you import it to your Microsoft Word, to your uh, latex it doesn't matter. You have to reduce the size of the graph. And if in Origin Pro you modify the graph in this view, the large one, when you decrease the size of the graph in Microsoft Word, uh, the visualization, the view of the figure is not uh, same as here, this view. And then you should open the Origin Pro and reduce the number of, reduce the size of the graph and uh, make all the modifications again and change them. So first of all, reduce the graph size and then start modification. Okay, yes, I think the line and ticks, it's are done. Then the title, here you can see the options for left axis, here for the bottom, here for the top, and right. If you want to have the title and the labels, the numbers, I mean, on right and top axis, you have to check this option here. Now you can see it. I only do this for the right axis, not for the top, because it's not usual. But I just do it for you to see how it how you should do it. Uh, okay, let's go back to the options for bottom axis. So it's the text. Uh, this text that you see here is the default text, meaning that Origin Pro should use the line name and unit that you have provided. If you want to change it, you can change it whatever you want. I will do it in a couple of minutes. This is the color. You can change it if you want. You can rotate it. And here is the offset. Now it's at the middle. So you can change it to begin from here. So these are the various options that you have, and here is the font and the size. For example, you should increase it if you want, and you can change the font. You can do the same for left and right axis. Let me close it. If you double click on the titles, you can change it here. So you can delete it and write U and the unit meters per second. You can select it and change the fonts and the size and the color from this menu. For example, if I use Times New Roman and I can increase the font, I can change the color. Uh, you can right click on the title and click on properties. Now it's a new window that you can do the same. Here is better because you have access to these options. You can make it bold. You can use a superscript, subscript, and both super subscripts. You can use Greek uh, letters and dots if you want dots, if you want a white tilde or overline. So this is another benefit of using Origin Pro in TechPlot. Uh, adding these symbols is really difficult, and you have to link it with latex. Okay, never mind. Uh, Now if I click on apply, and here you can also change the font, the size, and the color if you want. You can change the line spacing and so on. So if I click on apply, now you can see here it's bold and it's better. And you can make it italic, but you have to. Here is the view of what will be shown in the chart view. For example, you can make it italic. You can use it. You can use this window for every title that you have and every text actually you have in your plot. Okay, let me again double click on this. Tick labels. As you can see here, we only have tick labels for the left axis. If you want to see the labels on right axis, you should select this option. And now you can see that we have the labels here. And for the left axis, uh, there are some options. Display format table minor text label, minor tick labels. Display, you can change the type from numeric to, for example, if your data is time, is date, is month, is day of week, you can change it, change the axis to one of these, and it's really good and beneficial for us. And then you can display the numbers in this format, decimal, or scientific format, or and we have two different scientific and decimal formats. You can play with them to find the best one for yourself. For example, here you can see it's like this. And for example, here we have repeated numbers because of the decimal. We have to increase the decimal. Set decimal places. I think we should check it. For example, 2. Now you can see we have two numbers in decimal. Okay. We also have other types of numbers. You can use any of these types. Formats, you can change the color, the size, you can make it bold, you can rotate them if you want, and also you can change the font. As you can see, you have lots of options in Origin Pro, and you can play with them to have the best representation of your plot. So let me reduce the font, and okay, this is okay for you can change the location of titles, and let me change the number and increase the font, for example this and this. So I have to delete these lines, these letters, sorry. Okay, what else? Let me again double click so you know what scale tab is and this tab and title. Oh, the grid lines, you can add the grid lines to your plot. For example, for horizontal axis, if you need to see, you need to have a major grid line, you should check it. And then you can change the color or the style of the grid lines. For example, if I want to have that dot lines, and the thickness, you can change the thickness here. And for minor grid lines, you should do the same in this section. Line and ticks, and we don't want to talk about the other tabs in this session. So uh, is this is how you can modify your chart. Uh, just let me tick labels for right axis. I don't want it. And also the title. I don't want to have it. And the grid. I think I should reduce the thickness. Here you can see the legend of the plot. You can place it wherever you want, or for this chart, because we have only one chart, one set of data, I think we don't need it, so you can just delete it. Or if you want to modify it, you can right click and go to properties. We will do it, in next tutorials when we have two or three sets of data. For now, I just deleted. So this is your graph. Let me make this a bit larger and bold. Okay. Wait, okay. And if you want to save this graph, you should select it and go to File. We have two options, Export Graph and Export Graph Advanced. I always use this one. If you can use this shortcut, Control plus G on your keyboard. Here, you can select the image type. I always work with WMF. You have the option to export the graph in TIFF format or PNG or PDF or JPG, EPS. As you can see, BMP. There are lots of formats available. Choose the format and the file name. You can specify the name for your figure and the path, and then you can click on OK or apply to see the graph. You will see I will save lots of graphs in the next tutorials. And here you can change the image size. Uh, you can reduce the width and the height. And most of the time, you don't need to do this because you have uh, reduced the size in OriginPro at the beginning, so you don't need to change the size here because if you put the picture in Microsoft Word and reduce the size of the figure, the representation of the figure is perfect in that way. But if you want, you can use it. You can uncheck this one and change, for example, the fit width. And the fit height is also, it's changed because of the aspect ratio should be the same. Okay, if you click on apply, you will have your graph. So I think it's enough for the second tutorial. In the next tutorials, we will load more data, uh, two or three sets of data to have uh, various and more than one data in our graph so we can modify them. We can modify the lines, the scatters, the symbols, and we will have one tutorial about multiple y-axis charts. Okay, this is the end of this tutorial. Please subscribe the channel and share these videos with your friends. Thanks for watching these videos. If you have any comment, you can write down your comments in the comment section below. Thanks for watching the video again. Until the next video, take care of yourselves and bye bye.